Hey guys, it's City, and today I'd like to share another set of great professional advice and tips that I've received over time. Now, these are ones that aren't really talked as much, and I feel like are just as valuable to the ones that have been preached over time. And again, there's no real set of order, these are all random, but these are tips that have helped me and I think will be helpful for other artists, animators, and creators in general. Whether you're an industry professional or an independent person, these ones are great. The first one I'd like to suggest is to hire a personal bookkeeper or an accountant or an assistant. I know I want to devote more of my time to the creative side of my work, such as writing, drawing, animating, etc. But I also have to devote a lot of that time to, the business side of things, such as taxes, bills, management, etc. Bookkeeping, ledgers, all that stuff. If you're someone who's making income from multiple sources or taking on multiple gigs, I would highly recommend looking into a personal bookkeeper or an accountant. Accounting like taxes, management, keeping track of contracts and invoices takes up a lot of time and work away. They can definitely help keep track of those taxes, fees, and bills you have to pay off. I know when I formed my own company, and because I mostly operate in a certain county, there's a certain county fee that I have to pay. It was my bookkeeper that found that out for me. I hired a bookkeeper that can also help me pay off, utility and loans without me having to be heavily active on that department. She has access to the business account, but we talk back and forth. We track the transactions, see where the money's going, review certain bills and fees that we have to pay. Let's say I accepted a new job and my employer wants paperwork. They want tax information. My bookkeeper has a copy of that, so I can just send that to my employer. So a bookkeeper like this can help bring order to your life. Let's say I start a project and I bring artists on board. I have to pay them, so I have the artists send me their invoice and I send that invoice to my accountant so she can write checks, wire transfers, and other forms of payment, and she can just deal with that. And we just communicate with each other. Now, you don't need to be an individual with many different sources of income or who is a hotshot or superstar or this highly demanded individual. I'm not that. Maybe you're just a person who just has one source of income, your daily job, your full-time job. You don't have to be this superstar or this highly sought-out artist. You could just be someone who wants to spend more time on their hobbies, more time with family, friends, or maybe your personal projects. Sure, a bookkeeper can be another extra cost, but if more time is given where you can be more creative, productive, and just focus on the work, the thing that actually makes you income, it is worth it in the long run. Now, I understand that it might not be the cheapest option and the most accessible option for many people, but if you're someone who is dealing with several different gigs, sources of income, or if you're a professional that also wants to spend more time on personal projects, I would highly recommend you looking into one. It helped me a lot, big time. The next one is to look into an agent, representation, or manager. Let's say you're working in your desired industry, whether it's film, video games, animation, comics. Maybe you have a bit of ambition to seek out bigger opportunities. Maybe you want to become a director, a showrunner. Maybe you want to pitch your own show and develop it. Or maybe you just want to have your own work published in an indie comic series. While getting to that destination requires a lot of hard work and networking, representation can help. Because it's not just being someone who is talented or being creative. There's a lot of people like that. Most artists that I've talked to that have a show, a production, or have a supervising role in a production, they have some form of representation. They have an agent or they have representation. If you're someone who wants to be more than just another type of artist, a story artist, a measly animator, and more of a leader and a creator, then agents might be worth looking into. An agent is someone who can help you arrange meetings, set up contracts, networking, negotiation, and maybe they can help you network with studios so you can actually pitch your show idea, for example, or a comic idea, or whatever you want. Now, a manager, which I highly recommend, is someone that can help coach you in becoming the best version of yourself for the industry that you can present. Sometimes I'll reach out to my manager and pitch him an idea that I have for a movie, an animated show, or a comic, and see what could be worked on. Whether it's my delivery, what are the next steps I should take. They can help you gear you towards for more leadership roles if that's something you want, and can also recommend you to other agents, representation, lawyers, etc. And if you're someone on a visa, so let's say you're an international, I think looking for an agent or representation can be quite beneficial because they can also act as your sponsor for that visa of yours. Now, do you need an agent or representation to strive in this industry and to build your career? Absolutely not. But can a good agent, representation, or manager help you in that regard? Absolutely. But don't mistake an agent, representation, or manager as an easy way of climbing up the career, because you still have to be skilled, experienced, and creatively talented. Because most good agents will only work with people where they see potential in. And that's another thing to consider, finding the right agent for you. The last advice I'd love to share is to start making a database of artists and talents that you'd like to work with. When I work on other people's productions, or let's say I'm working on a production in a studio, it's not really my responsibility to try and remember every single artist or talent or person involved in the production. Now that I'm allocating more of my time to my own productions, it becomes my responsibility. And it's a good idea to have a resource of talented individuals that you can look up to. I usually keep a list. Let's say it's in a Google Doc or Google Sheets, maybe in Microsoft Excel, where I discover an artist on social media, or maybe it's an artist that I've worked with in a production. I put down their name, their website, their portfolio, their social media, their discipline, and I write things about like what are some key highlights about their work, what I like about it, what do they specialize in, and other specific tags that describe their strengths. So let's talk about it from a professional standpoint. Let's say you were offered a job but cannot accept it, and maybe you can recommend a few people to the production, helping other artists find opportunities, contributing to the community. Here's another scenario. Imagine you had a supervising role where you had to hire people. You had to choose and pick people that will best suit your team. You can't just hire friends, because sometimes it might not be the right fit for the project. I have a lot of friends that aren't the right fit. Also, you're bound to get sour people accusing you of nepotism. If you have a library of people you can grab, it'll give you a lot of different options. It's also important for personal ventures too. Nowadays, I realize that I no longer want to animate full productions all by myself, and I feel heavily burned out by the end of it. It's great being able to do it and having the skill set to do every part of the project, but it's also ridiculously taxing. It takes up so much energy and time, and I personally need to finish more stuff instead of just abandon it unfinished. Now, with a database or list that I have, I can reach out to the ones that best fit the project. I'll find background painters, animators, cleanup artists, and if those top picks are unavailable, there's others that I can reach out to, and from there it's just from negotiation, but at least I have a reference or a pool of artists that I can pull from that are the best for the job. Anyways, those are some random professional advice that I've heard over time that I felt like I just wanted to share today. And these things are small enough to talk about where I don't have to necessarily make a huge video about them and just keep them bite-sized like this. If you guys kind of like this really short format, let me know down in the comments. Anyways, bye. Interested in learning hand-drawn animation or learning how to finish an animated shot from beginning to end? Have a look at the store where you'll find the complete Introduction to 2D Animation video course, tutorials, and other resources. Learn classical animation approaches, drawing, lectures, techniques, and other process videos. Visit the store through the link in the description below.